Hey boozers, how you guys doing? All right, it is Saturday. It is a long weekend, and I'm sitting here bored. Well, not really. I was actually really busy for the past little bit. Um, so I thought I'd go live for a bit because I haven't done one of these in a very long time. And here I am running late. I'm about 10 minutes late, but that's okay because I've got a couple people watching. Anyways, I want to discuss a few things here because I wanted to share a story with you guys. And I found it extremely funny, extremely aggravating, and extremely stressful. So before we get into that, beer time. So today I have got from Driftwood Brewery, it's Cry Me a River Goza. I've had this in my fridge for a little bit, coming in off at 5% alcohol by volume. It is obviously brewed in Victoria, BC. If you've never had Driftwood before, I would love to read this, but yeah. So it contains water, barley, wheat malt, hops, yeast, lactulus. It sounds like a very evil name. Sea salt from Vancouver Island. So now there's just got the great sea salt of the ocean there. Probably some of the beautiful pollution there too. And coriander. All right. Well, let's get the sucker poured and see what it's like. And already it is looking actually quite nice. Huh. Yep. So, beautiful head to it. Awesome, awesome bubbles. Lots of carbonation in the middle, tornado of carbonation, which is kind of cool. And it's mushrooming up. Cool. All right. The smell. A little bit of a salt there. Get a little touch of the wheat. Get me drooling a lot because I really need a beer today. So, cheers, folks. Here's to the long weekend, and here's to anything that you guys are doing: camping, eating, breathing, sleeping, living. Absolutely living. Thanks again. Light, refreshing, a little bit of a lemony taste on there. Little salty. Overall, not bad. That's going to be a refreshing beer to drink during this. So, what exactly do we have going on here? Now, probably you guys are reading this going, oh, fuck, he's got to talk about his goddamn wedding again. Really, just shut up. I don't want to know. You got married. Congratulations. Good for you. The part that I want to discuss is the trial and tribulations leading up to said wedding. It was one of those things that basically, if anything went wrong, it pretty much did. So, what exactly does that entail? Well, for the normal person, if you had everything run smoothly, you would want to drink. You just had everything go beautifully. It was a beautiful wedding, beautiful reception. Everything fell into place. My life doesn't work that way. My life has never worked that way. My life always has had some sort of challenge or trials, and this one was exactly just that. So let's start off with, we planned the wedding. We planned for when it was going to be, and that was beautiful. We got what we wanted. My wife wanted a beach wedding. Couldn't afford to go to Mexico. Couldn't afford to go to Hawaii. Couldn't afford to get people to places that would have cost a lot of money. So we decided on Penticton. Beautiful area, awesome place to go for the summer, and we actually fell in love with it when we went there a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, for a vacation. We sat back, we relaxed, and it felt like home to us. So we decided to go have a beach wedding there. Well, we plotted out our spot where we wanted, plotted out our reception site, thought about what we wanted to do, did some research, did all the stuff we had to, and we planned to have our beach wedding at Marina Way Beach and reception at the Ramada Inn in Penticton. Everything was going smoothly. Everything until February, where I was working and I received a phone call from the Ramada in Penticton saying that unfortunately, due to the circumstances, we're not able to host your reception. And part of me was like, what? We kind of have. And I'm getting married in August. So February to August, you start to panic a little bit. At least I did because, yeah, you have a busy place like Penticton. Trying to find a reception site is not easy. We're also in between two major events. So there's the Peach Fest in Penticton, which has a lot of people, and there's a decathlon that was happening or a marathon that was happening shortly after that. So we had a very limited space to really do things in August because everything was just one after the other in Penticton. It's a busy, busy place. Those guys know how to bring in the visitors and everything. Well, found out that the reception site wasn't going to work because of the fact that they were doing renovations, and the contractors looked at it and went, "We cannot do these renovations. We have to tear the whole entire convention center down." So I'm on the phone with the guy, and he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay with this?" I'm like, "Well, no, I'm not exactly okay with this." He's asking why. I'm like, "Well, you describe, or you can tell my wife to be that we don't have a reception site now in February. Please, by all means." He's like, okay, I pity you. I'm like, yeah, I figured you weren't going to do that. So trying to find a reception site afterwards was tough work. However, I have to give massive, massive props to the Ramada in Penticton. These guys have been absolutely amazing through this whole process. Um, because of the fact that they couldn't fit us in, they helped us out with a bunch of stuff, like trying to find a site for us, which they didn't have to. It wasn't their fault. Helping us out with keeping our room for the night, for the wedding night, even though we didn't have anybody. So they kept our room for the night because it was perfect. And the list goes on. These guys, I have give top notch 5 stars. I get 6 out of 5, 7 out of 5 stars for them because they were just that good. So looking around, we found the Lakeside Resort in Penticton to actually have our reception. They're really nice. They really helped us out, and they jumped on us really quickly. So we went and had that. Um, Now, the thing is with that, everything seemed to fall into place again. It was working. Everything was working. Lo and behold, Mother Nature wasn't going to have any of this stuff to make it easy for us. For the people that do not live in BC, did not hear about the floods in the Okanagan lakes, the massive water that was in there because they had a huge, ample snowfall in the winter, and it melted so quickly that the lakes rose. Beach wedding, same beach that the Okanagan lakes were going to be on, and the water rose between April and they crested late June. They were looking at possibly mid-July that they crested. So from that, we were starting to panic a little bit that we may not have a wedding site. You know, I love the fact that people like to make things a little difficult for me to give me a challenge, but holy shit, Mother Nature had to step in on this one. Okay, all right. So we were out there in June, July, and August to make sure that we actually had a wedding site. June there was no beaches. Late June there was 0 beaches. July things were starting to come down again, which was really nice, but we still had stuff like sandbags there, junk all on the sand, and the waters were still high enough that you basically couldn't see some of the sand. Starting to panic a little bit more. Went there for a wedding in August, and everything was beautiful. Perfect. So the flooding was out of our way. No problem. But with the torrential downpour and with all the rain in one spot, everything dried out in the summer, meaning that the forest fire season kicked in, meaning that there's been the worst forest fires in BC. Uh, Alberta here, we have not seen the sun properly day after day because of all the fires in BC. Smoke's been so bad it's been coming over here. Even in Victoria, they've been seeing all these smoke and everything else like that. So we're kind of now panicking about forest fires. I don't know, folks. I don't know about you guys, but really, this has been something else. Not only that, I lost my best man because he had to work. We lost a bunch of people because they had to do stuff. We were at 50 people. We dropped down to 35, and we had to have an average of 50 people at the lakeside in order to have the buffets that we wanted, which they said we can have a maximum of 35 if we go that way route 2. Okay, so going that route as well. So we got the forest fires. We've got 35 people. We've got flooding. I've lost a lot of my hair. By this point in time, I've lost a lot of my hair. So from there, we basically casually took it as we could. Forest fires, that's fine. We got a little smoke. Let's just go with it. And I was out there in July, and there's a forest fire in Kelowna, about 45 minutes away from Penticton. If you have never been there, they've been just all over the map. Little scared. Try not to tell the wife. Try not to panic her. Didn't tell her about the flooding too much. Didn't want to panic her until she saw it on the news. We went and had that, and yes, so I've lost, and at the same point in time, as I said, lost my best man. Had to change my lineup. Lost basically my mind. Absolutely lost my mind. Lost the wedding site or wedding reception site. Lakeside kicked in. Week before the wedding, getting everything sorted, getting everything all done. Talked to the Lakeside. Now I'm not happy with the Lakeside, and I when I complain about something, I really complain about something. The Lakeside, they did I should say the Lakeside event management was a little piss poor. Catering staff, amazing. The event staff, the lower end event staff, not management, amazing. Higher end management, a little piss poor. They were treating us like numbers, not like people, which really kind of sucked. Week before, said, okay, so we've got everything we need. And when we're out there in June, we were talking about the hall, and where they said that we might be moved to a different hall, which was fine, smaller, more compact, because we had about 35 people. We're like, we like this one, we want this one, this is what we want. We don't want any more changes. We've had enough shit happen. So like, okay, no problem. So we went to the Lakeside, and I've emailed them. I said, look, I just want to make sure everything's all ready. I'll make sure we got the menu, because you asked us to drop the menu, because from 50 to 35 people, we had the highest menu, and we had beautiful stuff, chocolate fountains, whatever else. But then they're like, well, we're going to have to drop you down because you don't have 50 people, you have 35. I'm like, okay. So we talked to them again, said, we've got this menu here for 35 people. Is this still happening? Because they said they were comp us a room for the night. And I'm still got the Penticton Ramada room on the side, just in case there was something there that was bugging me. And I said, do I have this room here for the night? Do I have all this other stuff? So she emails me back saying, well, because you have 35 people, but 7 of them are minors, 2 of them are for free, the catering staff probably will not allow you to have this menu. And because you have that little people and you didn't have as many people sign up for the spots that we have for the rooms, because they guaranteed us spots, we can't guarantee you the honeymoon suite at all. A week to go, and I'm hearing this now. I turned around and sent an email back and said, I'm sorry. excuse the fuck out of me. I was mad. I was livid because I've already been through shit, hell, fire, water, and soon to be locusts, probably the way this bloody thing was going. And I went, you guaranteed me the room. You guaranteed me, you told me on the phone that I should drop down the menu, and that's exactly what we did. We dropped down the menu that you suggested. Yeah, you guaranteed me the room that we're supposed to have, which was the honeymoon suite. And both of them you're backing out on? She emails back, I think there's a misunderstanding on both of our parts. Not my emails, there isn't. I understood what was going on. You didn't remember who the fuck I was. So basically, when I emailed them saying, I really appreciate that you guys jumped in to help us out when we lost our original reception site, and now you're going to do this to us, I'm not pleased. In fact, I do not want your honeymoon suite if you're going to drop me down to a double bed room on the night of our wedding. That's what they were telling us they were dropping us down to. I'm like, nope, I'm going to stay at the Penticton. You guys can keep your fucking room, but that menu better not goddamn well change. And she emails back saying, oh, I think there's been a misunderstanding on both of our parts. No, I understood what you told me. I understood what you said to me, and I understood what you guaranteed me, and now you're not guaranteeing me this. I pretty much lost a lot of respect for the Lakeside Resort. The upper staff, catering, beautiful again. Don't get me wrong. The catering was amazing. The upper staff treated us like numbers, as I said before. So she's back. So, oh well, we did book you for that honeymoon suite room. I'm sorry. And yes, that I'll talk to the cooks, but I think we can possibly tell them that we can do this other one for 35 people, even though it says 50. But it says in your contract that you should, if you can't meet the numbers. And like I said, I was livid. Just like, you told me that these numbers of the people that booked in there didn't count. There's people that have booked at the other hotel and they had to cancel. The other hotel had to cancel, so they're still booked there. But most of them actually moved. There's people that booked the hotel outside of the block, and you're telling me that those numbers don't count. You're telling me all this stuff. Like, I had enough. After everything is said and done, I had enough. So they finally backed up their tracks and said, okay, we're sorry. We didn't mean this. I'm like, yeah, I think so. So the day of the wedding, or the night before the wedding, we have guests starting to show up. And then we have guests starting to complain to us because their rooms are not clean at the lakeside. They're not like able to check in till 6 o'clock at night, because the other rooms that there's the rooms that they were staying in, or the rooms that other people were staying in, were comped from the sounds of things, and they actually didn't leave on time. So we're hearing these things, and it's like, you know what, guys, this is the day before our wedding. We don't want to hear about it. Fix it yourselves. Sorry, but we've had enough. However, hearing this made me upset because of the fact that the lakeside really just didn't have a sort of attitude towards the people that were staying there. It was kind of sad to see. And I feel bad for the people that had to change their rooms or get people to come in and clean or have all this other stuff. But it was tough going for us too. The amount of shit that we went through was like, I'm sorry, that's nice, but we are getting married tomorrow. The day of the wedding wasn't bad. My wife was off getting her makeup done with her bridesmaids. I was getting up, getting ready with my groomsmen, and we had the events for the wedding, and we had to get that all ready, plus everything else. We get down to the beach, and the city of Penticton has been awesome. Not gonna lie, there's a couple things that I would have loved to see change a bit, but at the same point in time, they were awesome. They even raked the sand for us. There was rake marks in the sand, which is great. They've blocked off 3 spots that they said that they would. Didn't charge us for it because Normally, if you look at it, they said that they would, and they didn't charge us for it. So we went, okay, we got 3 spots for us. Awesome. But we asked them to block off a section of the beach for us, but they just, and I do believe that they said that they would just drop off the stuff for us, but block off the parking spots, and that's what they did. So they dropped 4 uh, caution signs or 4 caution horses down and just left them on top. Now, going back and forth there, I know that there was a day camp that was there almost every day, and they were off to the other side of the beach, and it's a small beach. They're off to the other side of the beach, and they're usually there. We chose our spot off to the side because I knew that they'd be on the other side. Murphy and his law had different plans. The day camp moved to the spot that we were supposed to be getting married in. I got down there about noon because that's when we had it, from noon to 4. That was our times. And I was like, really? This spot right here. You had to choose this. You couldn't choose further down. You had to choose this spot right here. So me and my groomsmen went up and said, look, I'm really sorry. You guys have a day camp. I've seen you guys here before, and usually you're on the other side. We chose this spot where you're at to get married today in 2 hours. We would like you guys to move down 10 feet at least so we can actually have this spot here. Thankfully enough, they were really nice about it and said, sure, we can definitely do that for you. I have no problems. We just have to wait about an hour. I'm like, why an hour? Well, the kids are eating. All right, fair enough. The kids are eating. We can do that. So I had to run off and get things ready. I had to drop off champagne at the reception site. One of my groomsmen had to go and get the table for the cards for the signing of our marriage certificate, and I had to leave my best man and the photographer or the videographer that I had, which was one of my friends, to help clean up and move them over, which I'm really sorry for, but they were awesome. I'm like, yeah, we can do this. Then on the other side of the area, and we saw these people yet the day before. There was 2 people sunbathing. Well, it's not exactly a nude beach, but they were topless. And yes, the day before we're doing rehearsal, they're more than topless. They're bottomless too. Uh, which, yeah, again, not a nude beach. So they were in our line of where we wanted to be, so I had to ask them to move as well. It's like, I'm sorry, you're sunbathing here, partially naked. Could you guys move down a bit, please? So I had to ask them to move. So I had kids and semi-nude sunbathers in my wedding spot. Thankfully, we got everything all set up, got the spots that we wanted. Chairs came in, everything worked out. I got everything over to the reception site. And thinking about all this, it was like, I really want to drink. I absolutely really want to drink. Because of the fact that all this was going on, it was a lot to take in. Like, weddings are not supposed to be stressful, but they are. They absolutely are stressful. Right up until hour 0, and after that, everything flies by. I would not change anything because it was partially entertaining, but at the same point in time, I can fully recommend where to stay and where not to stay in Penticton. Lakeside Resort, they're a little cheaper, but don't stay there. Spend an extra $20 and stay at the Penticton Armada. Beautiful, beautiful places, beautiful rooms, air conditioning, pool, and also if the cabana is open, they've got a beautiful place to buy drinks. Drinks there are bloody expensive. For a 1-ounce shot of something, it was like a blue Hawaiian drink. It was $10.50. A little pricey. So bring your own drinks to the pool. Even though they say they don't, well, they don't want you having glass there. So bring something that's not glass to the pool. They don't really bother you too much about that. Even though they also say don't bring your own alcohol. You know, it's a private area, whatever. So yeah, my wedding went off beautifully. Reception went off beautifully. Um, I personally love Penticton. I really do. I love the beaches around there, and I also love being around the beer area or the beer breweries and whatnot. I didn't get a chance to go to Bad Tattoo, but I grabbed one of their beers while I was out there. Um, I didn't get a chance. I went out to Highway 97 beforehand. Those guys are amazing. I they're they're not a high class sort of craft beer style. They're about mid range, but they've got a good mid range that people will come back and have more of their beers. Pretty damn good, actually. And then I went to Cannery with two of the guys. I know both of them really love Cannery's beer. One used to drink the Anarchist Ale, and I was going to say Antichrist. Whew, glad I didn't. And the other one loves the which one is it? The Muse. The Muse is an amazing beer as well. So I took them down there. I love my apricot wheat that they have there. That was, again, beautiful off the tap. Beautiful new place to go and visit. If you've never been to Cannery, they've moved from the old place they used to be at. Tin Whistle moved into their place, and Highway 97 had their own stuff. So they sort of did a quick shuffle about a year and a half ago, I guess. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful places down there. Um, I really suggest going to Cannery. Really suggest going to Highway 97 just to see Bad Tattoo. Beautiful pizza there, from what I've heard. I really need to go there, and I'm really sorry I didn't get a chance to go there. So if people from Bad Tattoo watching, I'm sorry. I do have a beer. I have one of their limited edition beers that I will be reviewing. It's in a different bottle, and actually it looks quite unique. I can't wait to open that up. But all these other beers I'm getting, just kind of, drinking along too. As well, I would like to say happy what is it? It was Alberta's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Alberta. I have a review coming out from that. I just have to render it. That's coming out really shortly. But there's a lot of other things happening in the beer world. It is absolutely busy. Like, summertime is really busy for the beer world. Alberta beer is actually making it to the farmers market here. And that is a big win because you don't see that anywhere else. They have wine, they have spirits in farmers markets. Um, Behind me, I have got a apple or a pear brandy from a farmers market that I bought in Vernon, and I get to review that soon. But beers are actually now coming into farmers markets. I really want to check this out a little bit more, and actually, I'm probably going to be heading down to one right after I get off here because I want to pick up some beer down there. And going to see what's in there. I mean, that's going to be pretty cool. Um, we just recently had a tour in Calgary of one of the areas around here where there's like 4 or 5 breweries, and they had like a $25 where you get free transportation, you get a few drink tickets, and you get to drink as much, I think, as the drink tickets provide, and you buy more afterwards. And that was apparently pretty damn good too. I didn't get a chance to go to it. I didn't have time to, but a lot of people really liked it. Um, what else has been going on around here? Lots of stuff. We've got. I went to the latest Beers and Cameras, and that was actually pretty cool. I really like going to there. It's held by the Camera Store. You get to meet some great photographers. Sit back, have a few drinks, talk to them about your stuff. I pulled up my camera. This guy pulls out this great big honking camera. He just goes, here's the lens, here's everything. I'm like, and put my winky little camera away, even though I think it's big for what I've got. I don't know. It's a good size. It works. Um, I just there's so many events happening. The Prairie Pride that I put out, again, thank you Toolshed for putting that beer out. That was actually really cool. I think it's the first beer that Alberta's seen that is made with all Alberta products. Excuse me for a second. Pardon me. And like I have to give kudos to Twin Sails. They have got me addicted to their beer. I can fully admit when I have an addiction to a beer. In fact, I want Twin Sails all the time. I will do these as reviews, but I want a staple Twin Sails beer in my fridge so I can enjoy by myself where I don't have to review it, just sit back and really enjoy the beer. I have not found a brewery that can do that for me in the 4 years I've been doing this. And Twin Sails has actually done that. Superflex is up there too, but they're still hit and miss. But Twin Sails, I will sit back and drink their beer, no problem. I will spend the money and buy their beer and have it shipped to me, no problem. I need a brewery like that here. I know there's a bunch of breweries that are trying to get that established, so that's going to be interesting. But Twin Sails has got my support 120%. If you've never had a Twin Sails beer, you're really missing out. I've shared with a few people, and they all say the same thing. Twin Sails is phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know what they put in their beer. Maybe it's crack. Maybe it's something from the Vancouver Air or Port Moody Air, but it's pretty damn good. It really is. I've pretty much got my lineup of what I want to do for reviews for the next little bit. I possibly might be taking a hiatus next year. I don't know if I am or not. I'm trying to play catch up with all my stuff, but at the same point in time, I really need to work on a bunch of other things. But that's not till next year. I really want to work on a few things. So I've got a lot of stuff coming up. There's going to be a lot of reviews coming out. There's going to be, I want to do some collabs with people. I'll be reaching out to them and hopefully doing some collabs. I'm hearing rumors that there might be some beers coming my way that I get to review. I'm also hearing that I'm also wanting to do some stuff where you guys are interested in actually watching. YouTube, for example, I am getting pissed off with them. Here we go. YouTube. I mentioned it. I'm going to rant about it. Dear YouTube, fuck you. Yep, I am not going to receive any advertisement on this because you guys have decided to say that a lot of my stuff is not advertiser friendly. You've been helping me out and putting some of my videos on for monetization, but you've been taking off a lot of them. A lot of the bigger ones that I have. And that's really hurting my revenue. So, dear YouTube, fuck you. I understand that you're trying to do this for a reason, but at the same point in time, I am a small channel. Do you want the big boys to get all the money? Fine, but I'm going to still come back and still do this. I'm not happy with the fact that I have to go and contest almost every single one of my videos to say that this is advertiser friendly. I bust my ass trying to help people trying to figure out what kind of good beers there are, no matter what it is. I spend my hard-earned money buying these beers from different places, and I spend my hard-earned time to tell others about it. And it takes you a simple second to say, okay, he's mentioned booze in any one of his names. Flick, this is not advertiser friendly. Thank you, bots. And I've got to say, your videos have to reach 1,000 views before we even look at it is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. because that's exactly what happens. I go and say, okay, please review, please review, please review. Well, you have to have 1,000 views. I'm not a big enough channel to have 1,000 views. I'm lucky if I get 1,000 views in a week on all my videos. And you say I have to get them on one video. Not cool. Not happy about that whatsoever. So I keep fighting that, but I'm also going to try to move some of my stuff over to VidMe. I'm slowly putting my videos over on there too, so that people can watch them. I'm trying to grow a base there too. So if you are on VidMe, by all means, look up Booze Review CA, follow me, upvote my videos, do whatever it takes. They're going to be starting a monetization program as well, so I would love to actually have two platforms if I need a backup. So I am on VidMe. I've got about 11 videos up there, and I've got over 600 videos that I'm going to be posting on there in a bit. It's a lot of content. It's going to take me a while, obviously, but by all means, find me on there as well, like and whatever. I am hopefully going to be doing a few more brewery things. I've got a couple of things I want to do. I did up I guess a review for the Arctic Cup that I've got. I've going to be doing a written one of that. I didn't get any video work on it at all. It's mentioned in one of my videos that the Arctic Cup is absolutely amazing. And it is. The Arctic Cup that I got out of Vancouver, these guys know their shit. And I actually put it through some hard tests. It was 30 degrees outside, put a whiskey ball of ice in there, tested it out. The whiskey ball lasted a very long time, put it into the sunlight, kept the whiskey ball in there, pulled out a regular glass, put another whiskey ball in there. That one melted. The other one was starting to partially melt. And it wasn't melting really fast. Like it was still a solid ball. And then I put that Arctic Cup up against the barbecue when I was barbecuing, and holy crap, did that ever do a good job? It actually, I measured the heat between the barbecue and the Arctic Cup, and it was about 59, 60 degrees Celsius, which I can't remember what it is Fahrenheit, but it's hot. It's fucking hot. Let me just double check here. Let's find out, shall we? Celsius to Fahrenheit. So, and I said it was 59, 138 degrees Fahrenheit. That's got some heat to it. And the cup got hot. The inside stayed a good temperature, and the ice cube or the ice ball in there didn't really drip, where it started to get a little bit warmer, where it was actually starting to melt a little faster, but it wasn't as fast as you would if you had basically a regular glass there. So this Arctic Cup, I am giving full props for. So watch out for that written review to come out. I will supply the link of everything that I've got for that. What else was there? There's another thing that I just recently went to. Yes, there's a brewery from the States coming up to Alberta. It is the first stop for this brewery in Canada, and it's Payette's Brewing. And if I spell it properly, let's see if I can find it here. So it's Payette Brewing out of Idaho. And these guys, I went to their release party, and they had an amazing lineup. They had a beautiful porter. It was a little watery. It wasn't too bad. They had a blood orange IPA. It shocked me. I didn't realize it was an IPA, but it was. So they had that. And they pretty much had they had a few things, a couple of sours in there too. So when it comes up to Alberta, when it finally gets released, I seriously would say check them out. Spend the money to actually have a look at them. Um, Basically, they're going to be the standard prices you get for those American beers, between $22, 18 and $22 for a six pack. Bomber's probably going to be between $10 and $14 in Alberta. So they're obviously not cheap because of all those nice little taxes, which I'm not going to get into. I've already done my rants about other stuff. So I do strongly suggest checking them out. From there, there's not a lot that I can think of. Um, I've got awesome new neighbors. They're craft beer lovers as well, so they're going to get along just as well as me. They love their Chilean wine. They brought over Chilean wine. It was actually really good, really easy to drink too. Probably review that just because. Uh, there's one guy I really want to do a collaboration with, and we've been trying to get together, and hopefully we can get that done soon. Actually, two guys. The other one is Patrick. Patrick and I need to do the white chocolate uh, from the brewery, and we haven't done that yet. So that's coming up some point in time when we actually can get our schedules together. Aside from that, I don't have a lot else going on. It's September. Things are going to wind down, and hopefully things get a little bit calmer after getting the wedding out of the way, or not out of the way, our wedding done and over with. It's starting to calm down, which is nice. So I'm going to disappear here because I have to go meet with my old co-host Johnny Old School, or you know him as Ben as well. And I'm going to go talk to him for a bit, and we're going to. I don't think we're going to do any collaborations. Might do a quick one on my video camera maybe if he's up for it, because I'm going to be taking out my beer that I did and see what he thinks of it. You never know. He might like it. He might not. Hopefully I grabbed the right beer. Not too sure if I got the right one or not. Aside from that, folks, I will be around with more reviews. I do thank you all for actually joining. My subscriber base has gotten bigger, so all the new people, how you guys doing? I'm PK, otherwise known as Dan, or Dan, otherwise known as PK, depending on how you want to look at this. And I hope to do more live broadcasts because I need to. There's a lot to discuss. I'm not even going to get into the AB and Bev buyout thing that happened 3 weeks ago. I'm not going to get into that quite yet. There is a lot of good things coming down the pipe in the Alberta brewery area. I know that Outcast is coming out with an oatmeal stout that's going to be exclusive at the craft beer market. I've got to get down and try that because I love my stouts, and Patrick's beers are really freaking good. So I want to see how he does his stout. I've only seen his IPAs and his pale ales. I've not seen him do a stout yet. So that's going to be an interesting one. And from there, there's going to be the Christmas episode. I've been trying to get a hold of the craft beer importers, Canadian craft beer importers, but I have not been able to get a hold of them in regards to possibly helping them out this year. I wanted to help them out this year with their craft, their calendar, and we really haven't had a chance to talk. With me getting married, I actually dropped the ball on really meeting up with people. I was supposed to do it back in May, and yeah, everything just flashed by like that. Didn't get a chance to. Um, but I plan to do the 24 Drunken Days of December again. I still enjoy doing that, so I'm going to have to look at finding out where and when they're coming out and start filming that, because that is a big staple for you guys. It's a big staple for me too. I really love doing that. That's one of my favorite things I love doing. I have no idea what's in the beers this year. They have not really said too much about it. Let's have a look here. Craft beer advent, or it's beer advent calendar. Um, let's see if they've actually got any more descriptions because they're starting to wind up now. I do know the fact that they are going to be here. Yeah, BC's got it. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba might be getting it. Announcements coming soon. Ontario, special orders only. Please email. New Brunswick, announcement coming soon. Newfoundland, orders through Newfoundland Beer Club. Yukon, more details in September. And Northwest Territories, again, more details. And so it's going to be Canada-wide. That's actually going to be happening that way. Yeah, they were hiring in August too, and I missed that. Oops. Oh, it's for BC. That's why. I can't be an ambassador in BC because I live here. So, yeah, they really haven't said much of what's going to be in there. The craft beer advent, the craft beer importers did release a 12-pack mixer pack for the people out there for the Alberta beers. Something that if you want to get a chance to look at, by all means, do so. If you've never had Alberta beers, this is actually a good pack to have. They've got a lot of breweries in there that you can get all in one if you want to try them, and then you get to go from there. From there, yeah, it pretty much, I think I'm covered for a little bit. So, folks, I'm going to get going here because, yeah, I need to go meet up with Mr. Old School, and I need to get my own stuff done. So thanks for watching. If you're watching later, how you doing? Sorry for the little fun rant I had about my wedding, but I had to share it with you guys. This was one of those weddings where it's like, what is going wrong? Could possibly go wrong. You're testing us, and wow, it was something else. I had one person turn to me and say, "Well, what else can go wrong? You've already had fire. You've already had a flood. I'm like, shut up. Don't tempt fate." And they did, and I had a few more things happen. But they're easy ones, unlike a flood, which gave us no beach, and a fire that actually gave us pretty cool shots for background. I really enjoyed them. But yeah, watch for the review of what I've got coming out. I'm just rendering it after I get off here, and it will be up probably in about an hour and a half. Till next time, folks, I'm PK saying cheers, stay frosty. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you real soon. And for the people out there, I'm really sorry for that nice little wedding thing, but again, had to share it. And yeah, got lots of stuff coming up, so stay tuned. Thanks again.